So it's currently Friday, so for some it might already be weekend. For others, weekend is coming up. So first of all, I hope everyone had a good week. I had a good week. First week where the DDT server was live. Quite a lot of people have already joined, over 200 people. Also quite a lot of premium members already. So yeah, I cannot complain. And yeah, right now let's dive a bit into the market. I will be live streaming on New York Open, which is in a little over 2 hours. So yeah, make sure to be there if you want to get my live updates. But I thought, why not make a quick video right now to share my thought process, because we have pretty interesting price action. So first of all, I won't go into detail too much, but we have this range from low to high, and then this week we deviated that range high. So right now the question is, was this the deviation, and do we have acceptance back in the range, or is there more manipulation? Because the former ranges all had deviations and then broke down, this one and this one. So now the question is, was this the aggressive expansion, quick manipulation, and that we now go for that full reversal? My expectation actually is that it's not the case, and that's why I'm interested in longs anywhere near here. However, I'm open to both sides, because we can also like this is, if we look at the structure from low to high, basically from low to high we have this. So higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And that's the 1 hour. 1 hour is here. So 1 hour is broken back to bearish. So that's a yeah, definitely a warning sign, because if you're really strong, you don't want to break your upward structure from high to low. But if we look at, for example, the 2 hour, then this remains our structure from the low up. So higher high, higher low, higher high, which means that anywhere in here can still print the higher low potentially for the higher high, where we still have a lot of liquidity and supply resting. So the question now becomes, how will price behave in this zone? And in the former ranges where we had that bearish expansion, there, like, I think we have a similar situation right here, but then a bit aggressive, more aggressive move down, and we have that third move still waiting. However, you can never marry any bias, but the reason for that is because we, at this range, we broke out of that range, creating a lot of demand zones, which we can see right here. And if we look at the volume profile, then like this, and price is right now testing the value area high. So overall, this is the range high deviation. However, the volume profile, the value area high is right here. So that is the main level you want to keep an eye on. Falling back behind the, within the deviation threshold, in the value area high, sorry, that will mean that you have accepted. So the reaction here will be very key. And then if we zoom in some more, then we have here 30-minute demand that price is right now tapping into. We have the weekly VWAP here resting as well. And then we have multiple demand zones lower up. So this is definitely a level where I can see us bounce from. And then the big question will be, are we gonna bounce? I always need structure. So right now we also have like bearish structure from high to low. Basically we're like this. And then more internal, we have this lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So internal bearish market structure is right here. So at least need to break that, or you need to create new structure, which can happen if you, for example, come up, make a new low, come up, make a new low. Then you can get your bullish break structure within here. So this is definitely a zone I'm interested, but right now price is a bit too vertical and showing a lot of weakness. So I want either a range to be formed, where we see price do this, go sideways, take that low again, and then show like a model 1 or model 2 to go up, or I want the bearish structure to be broken. And then I'm interested in longs anywhere in this region, with the highest probability, yeah, is around this 30-minute, but this is the block where we had that expansion from. So this is a very strong level. Also, if we look at the volume profile of this range, so from this range that broke upward, if we take it to that level, then this is the value area high. So this is a big level we are approaching right now to look for reactions. And then if we go deeper into the more refined demand, then let me show you back the POC is right here, which is also a more refined demand level. And always if you have a range, you break out of it, then you can look for the point of control of that range, where often price comes back, retests it, and then makes the higher low. So few levels, but as always, structure is the most important. And then the key level will be to, like, let's say we can catch a long right here. So we break structure there, have some sort of a potentially 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2 higher low, model 1 or model 2. Then I'm mostly interested to look for that long here. And then this will be the key level, because this is the supply where we broke down from. It's also around the range high. So the possibility can be that this was our deviation, that we accepted back in the range, and that this will be our bearish retest. So any move into this supply with weakness can be a short trigger as well to play the bearish outcome. However, that is all to be seen. For now, I just like to play it level to level and see which setup confirms. And as said, we are still above the value area high. So take this right here. Then we can see that basically also on 2-hour structure, we are now testing the value area high, the weekly view up. So what is my main expectation until proven otherwise, but remember, expectations in trading are worth literally nothing, because only what the market does matters. So, but how I see it is that we have this range, a bearish range until proven otherwise, but this move up to me looks more like how I would see it is that we come here, then come back, then either here form like our model 2, so that this is our 1, this is our 2, and that this is our 3, our lower high around the range high where we reject and then get a nice short. Or we go for the model 1, so let me get this, where we come here, form that higher low, come up here, maybe trap a lot of shorts here, then get up, make everyone bullish, and then get that massive reversal, pretty similar to the last range we had, where this can be either a potential extended PO3, or it is just the 1, 2, 3 model 1 distribution, and that we then, the moment we let's say your SFP the high, break structure back to bearish, that's your short trigger to enter shorts. And the moment we fall back in the range, that's your full confirmation that we will go for all the sell side liquidity and likely towards that naked low. This scenario is, in my opinion, still the most likely. However, also because if we push up here, the value area high will move higher into the range, which will also give us better levels to work with. Right now, I still think this is more likely, or the model 2, but I would be surprised, or at least I can see it happen definitely, that we had this move up and that this is just does this. It can happen, of course, also because the weekend is coming up and there's a lot of uncertainty, so a lot of things can happen. If that happens, it's super bearish, and then I expect, like, if we move low into here and get truly that acceptance within the value area high, then any weakness in this former demand, now supply, is an opportunity to get into shorts to target that range low. So you have to just be very flexible and not marry any bias. Right now, I'm looking for longs into proof of otherwise, but if we move too deep into this demand, then I will also flip into towards shorts if we get the triggers for that. I unfortunately missed the short here where we had that 1, 2, 3 exhaustion with the 3 drives, local breaker structure. Then later on we had this liquidity grab, which was also on the 1 minute a model 1. So that was also a short opportunity right here, where you have the, let me erase this, 1, 2, 3 breaker structure, boom, move down. So that was 2 of the shorts that could have been taken. But overall, my expectation was that this was the starting point of the range and that we would take out these highs later for a better distribution model. But yeah, we will see what happens from here. Another thing that we, once again, this week has been playing over and over again, is that we had the pivot, daily low and daily high during London, which was the case again today. And that's also what I shared in a group. Like this is this is how your home screen should look like. Let's see, was it here in updates? No. Statistical updates. Here, regarding the weekly stats, nothing has really changed. On the daily, we have a very similar range with the current high at hour 2 and the low at hour 5, which makes the low the more improbable low for now since it is created during London. I think there's a good possibility we see slow price action until the red news later today and the New York Open, blah blah blah. But yesterday we had the same. So I said here we had a potential 1, 2, 3, but we never broke structure truly back to bullish. And our high was at hour 2, but our low was at hour 5, which is a super improbable low. So here I warned, very likely that this low sooner or later gets taken out, especially since we have that demand below and the weekly VWAP. So right now we have taken that low, and according to the statistics, we are now entering the New York session where you get more likely hours to put in a potential reversal. However, right now it's 12, and often, yeah, the highest probability hours are hour 14 till hour 15, 16. So during New York. So there you can put in potential good lows. However, right now for me, structure is pretty much just this. So I'm not looking really at it from a range anymore, but more paying attention to structure and local supply. Like here let's erase this. Here we created, you can basically say that this whole box is local range supply. So this is supply underproof and otherwise. Break above that supply, which means supply failure, potentially demand creation, then you can look for potential longs. But for now, structure is down, supply above, not really any bottoming formation. So I remain patient here till we have some structure to work with, a range, or we start showing supply failure and demand taking control. And then as said, plans are clear. This level right here is super important. Break above that, and I expect the upper supply to be hit. And basically I want to see reactions in this level, but either a local range or structure confirmations. If we break much lower, so let's say we get during the news event a buy to sell, and then a deep sell into the POC, then I'm also looking for shorts on the backtest, because then it's likely that this was indeed already the manipulation of the range high, and that we will make a rotation at least to the value area low, but likely to the range low. So that is the expectation right now. Feel free to join the Discord server. A lot of good vibes in it, also during the streams. And there I will also post the link for the New York stream, which is in 1.5 hours from now. Last thing to note, we have red news an hour before New York Open, so that can cause some volatility, so take that into account. And then all that rests me to say is to wish you all a happy weekend and happy trading as always. So cheers, and we speak